Have you ever looked at your to-do list and thought, I seriously have no idea where to start? Like, you're sitting there, staring at all this stuff you gotta do, and it's like your brain just shuts down. Or maybe you've got this one project, this one task that you keep avoiding, even though you know it's important. That feeling of procrastination, putting things off. Yeah, we've all been there. And it sucks, right? It is like this weight on your shoulders that just gets heavier every day you don't deal with it. Now, imagine if there was a simple way to stop procrastinating and start your day like an absolute beast. Like, what if I told you there's this one technique that could completely flip your entire mindset? Ever heard of something called eating the frog? If not, don't worry. I'm about to break it down for you, and trust me, this is gonna change everything. This technique comes from a famous quote by Mark Twain, one of the greatest American writers and thinkers. He said, "Eat a live frog first thing in the morning, and nothing worse will happen the rest of the day." Now, you're probably thinking, what the hell is he talking about here? Well, it's pretty simple but insanely powerful. The idea is, if you tackle your hardest and most important task first thing in the morning, you'll feel lighter and way more capable of handling everything else that comes your way. By eating the frog, you're already knocking out the toughest challenge of your day. And look, I'm gonna be real with you here. Most people wake up and immediately start scrolling through their phones, checking social media, maybe watching some random videos, basically doing anything but the thing they actually need to do. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. But what if you could flip that script completely? What if instead of avoiding your problems, you could face them head on and actually feel good about it? In this video, I'm going to show you how this technique can help you build discipline, boost your productivity, and most importantly, how it can totally shift your mindset. Stick with me, and I'll explain why facing your challenges right away will make you feel unstoppable. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about productivity. I see this as a mental challenge, something that forces you to step outside of your comfort zone. Stop procrastinating, and most importantly, change how you deal with problems in your life. Because the reality is, when we avoid tough tasks, our minds start to build up resistance. You know what I'm talking about? You get tense, anxious, not knowing where to start, and before you know it, the problem seems way bigger than it really is. That's when procrastination kicks in, and the cycle just keeps going and going. It's like, imagine you have this monster in your closet, right? And every day you don't look at it, it gets bigger and scarier in your mind. But when you finally open that door and see what's actually there, it's usually way smaller than you imagine. Now, imagine a different scenario. You wake up, and the first thing you do is face your biggest challenge. How do you think you feel? You already start your day with a sense of accomplishment, and that changes everything. Suddenly, everything that comes next feels a little easier because you've already taken down your biggest enemy of the day. It's like when you beat the final boss in a video game. All the other enemies seem like nothing, right? That's exactly what this feels like. So, what exactly is eating the frog all about? Let's dive deeper into this. The technique is based on Mark Twain's idea of tackling the hardest thing first thing in the morning. If you do this early on, the rest of the day will seem way easier, and more importantly, you'll start stacking up small victories that'll snowball throughout the day. But here's what most people don't understand. Why is it so powerful to do the hardest thing first? Like, why not just get warmed up with some easy stuff first? Well, first off, when you face the hardest task right off the bat, you're creating this immediate feeling of accomplishment. And trust me, that feeling is addictive in the best way possible. When you knock something out first thing, your confidence grows. It's like, imagine having to speak in front of a crowd, finish a huge project, or even just get up earlier to work out. These tasks, that you probably avoid like the plague, can feel overwhelming, but if you face them first thing, you unlock positive mental energy that will carry you through the rest of the day. And here's the crazy part, it's not even about the task itself. It's about proving to yourself that you can do hard things every time you eat that frog. You're basically telling yourself, Yeah, I'm the type of person who doesn't back down from challenges. But there's more to it. Eating the frog also involves something deeper, something that most people are afraid to acknowledge: the courage to act. You're not just getting something done. You're making a move that's going to define your day, your week, your month, and eventually your life. When you commit to facing that tough challenge, you're saying, I can handle this. I won't let fear or procrastination hold me back. And let me tell you something, fear is a liar. It makes everything seem harder than it actually is. But when you consistently face your fears, when you consistently eat that frog, you start to realize that most of the stuff you were worried about wasn't even that bad. Now, if you've never tried this, it might seem tough at first. I mean, who likes dealing with the hard stuff? Especially first thing in the morning when you're barely awake. But here's the secret, and this is where it gets really good. The simple act of doing it will release a sense of relief and give you a new level of mental energy. Think about it like this. You know that feeling when you finally clean your messy room? That sense of relief and accomplishment. That's exactly what happens when you eat the frog. The second you take that first step, your brain starts releasing dopamine, that reward chemical, making you feel more motivated to tackle whatever comes next. It's like your brain is rewarding you for being brave, for stepping up when it mattered. And here's the key point, and I really want you to understand this. This technique isn't just about getting more stuff done. It's about changing your identity. Every time you face a challenge, you're reinforcing your image of being someone who's capable, disciplined, and resilient. Over time, this behavior becomes a natural reflection of who you are. You stop being the person who avoids problems and start being the person who solves them. You stop being the person who makes excuses and start being the person who makes things happen. Now, picture this. Imagine applying this technique every single day. Over time, it becomes a habit, something you won't even have to think about. You wake up, decide what your biggest challenge is, and take it head on. This doesn't just improve your productivity. It changes how you handle difficulties in every part of your life, your relationships, your career, your health, your finances. Everything starts to improve because you're approaching life with a different mindset. You're not running away from problems anymore. You're running towards solutions. Ever notice how putting off a tough task creates this mental weight? Like, it's always there in the back of your mind, nagging at you? Your mind keeps reminding you about that thing, and it drains you emotionally. That constant tension is one of the main causes of stress and anxiety in our lives. It's like having a song stuck in your head, but instead of a catchy tune, it's this voice saying, you still haven't done that thing. You still haven't done that thing. The thing is, when we delay things, our brains get overwhelmed with worry. It consumes your energy, leaving you mentally drained before you even start your day. You wake up already feeling behind, already feeling like you're failing. Now, what if you could just get rid of all that right in the morning? What if you could wake up and immediately eliminate that source of stress? When you tackle the frog first thing, your mind gets rid of that unnecessary burden. It frees up space for you to focus on other tasks with more clarity, more energy, and way less distraction. It's like, imagine your brain is a computer, and all these unfinished tasks are programs running in the background, slowing everything down. When you eat the frog, you're closing those programs and freeing up your mental RAM. Here's the real deal, and this is something most productivity gurus won't tell you: our brains love the feeling of relief. When you complete the hardest task, you create this moment of psychological relief. And you know what that does? It frees up a flow of mental energy that you can use on other tasks throughout the day. You'll feel more focused, more productive, and way less anxious. It's like taking a deep breath after holding it for too long. That sense of relief is incredible, and it gives you momentum for everything else. On top of that, when you commit to eating the frog, you strengthen your commitment to yourself. This builds a positive cycle of self-confidence. You start seeing yourself as someone who keeps their promises, and that boosts your self-esteem. Every time you face a difficult task, you see yourself as stronger, more capable. And that directly impacts how you tackle the rest of your day. You start walking differently, talking differently, thinking differently. You carry yourself like someone who gets things done. And guess what? Other people notice too. Now, Picture your life if you started doing this every single day. Facing your biggest challenge first thing in the morning. How would that change things? I can tell you, the impact would be absolutely huge. That feeling of crushing something right away will give you a massive confidence boost for the rest of the day. And it's not just about that one day. It's about who you become over time. It's about building a reputation with yourself as someone who doesn't back down, someone who faces challenges head on. It's not just about productivity. It's about building a strong, unshakable mindset. It's going to change how you see yourself and ultimately change your entire life. Because when you change how you see yourself, you change how you show up in the world. Every time you eat the frog, you're actually creating this cycle of wins. And I'm not talking about small wins. I'm talking about big wins that will take you to the next level. Each victory builds on the last one, creating this momentum that becomes unstoppable. It's like, you know how in video games, when you level up, the next level becomes available? That's exactly what happens in real life when you consistently face your challenges. You unlock new opportunities, new possibilities, new versions of yourself. So yeah, if you want to boost your productivity, build discipline, and really shift your mindset, the Eat the Frog technique needs to be part of your daily routine. It's not optional if you want to live an extraordinary life. But here's what I want you to understand. This isn't some magic trick. It's not going to be easy at first. Your brain is going to resist. It's going to make excuses. It's going to try to talk you out of it. That's normal. That's what brains do. They try to keep you safe and comfortable. But comfort is the enemy of growth. And if you want to grow, if you want to become the person you're capable of being, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The first few times you try this, it's gonna suck. You're gonna want to quit. You're gonna want to go back to your old ways. But push through that resistance. Push through that voice in your head that says it's too hard. Because on the other side of that resistance is a version of yourself that you've never met before. A version that's stronger, more confident, more capable of handling whatever life throws at you. And here's something else. When you start eating the frog consistently, you'll notice that other people start treating you differently. They see you as someone who gets things done, someone they can rely on, someone who doesn't make excuses. Your boss notices, your friends notice, your family notices. And more importantly, you start to respect yourself in a way you never have before. To wrap it up, I want to ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. What's your frog? What have you been avoiding, putting off, making excuses about? What's that one thing that you know you need to do, but you keep finding reasons not to do it? Maybe it's starting that business you've been talking about. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation with someone. Maybe it's going to the gym or learning a new skill, or finally working on that creative project that's been sitting in the back of your mind. Whatever it is, now's the time to stop running away. Face that frog first thing in the morning and watch how the rest of your day flows so much easier. Watch how your confidence grows. Watch how your entire life starts to change. Remember, Mark Twain's technique, Eat the Frog, isn't just about being more productive. It's about building a mindset of discipline and resilience. When you start your day by facing the toughest challenge, you become the person who can handle anything that comes your way. You become unstoppable. You become the person who doesn't just talk about doing things, but actually does them. You become the person who others look up to and say, how do they get so much done? So the next time you see your frog sitting there, staring at you, mocking you, don't hesitate. Don't make excuses. Don't tell yourself you'll do it later. Go ahead and eat it. Take that first bite, even if it tastes terrible. You'll be surprised at how much your life can change when you start acting with courage and determination instead of fear and procrastination. Trust me, and I really mean this. You're capable of way more than you think. You're stronger than you believe. You're more resilient than you imagine. Let's go ahead, eat the frog, and turn our discipline into something absolutely unstoppable. Because that's what winners do. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait until they feel ready. They just start, and they figure it out along the way. Your future self is counting on you to make this decision. Don't let them down.